I'm Steven, I'm 18 years old, and I am an artist in the city of Lawrence, Massachusetts. We're at the El Taller Cafe, or if you say in Spanish, El Taller, which is one of my favorite restaurants. I'm having a gallery at El Taller of my personal artwork. The title of my art show is 978 because the area code for phone numbers in Lawrence is 978, the numbers. And over time, growing up, hearing those numbers, whether it be like from people giving out numbers or seeing it on a sign for like a business on like Essex Street or anything like that, it kind of stuck with me and it stayed in my mind. So I created Ace when I was 8 years old. And ever since then, I've just been like developing him and like upgrading him and just making him more authentic and more me. But at the same time, we look completely different, but Ace is still me on the inside. Superheroes were important for me, I guess, for two main reasons. One, just because I guess from the start, as early as I can remember, just doing the right thing and like morals were always important to me. So like, if I was with my friends and when you're young, there's always like, oh, take the lollipop from the store. It's not a big deal, it's just a lollipop. Even something as small as that, I would say no, like we can't do that because stealing is stealing. And from a young age, I always knew like, I guess a sense from right and wrong and just that certain things shouldn't be done and people should do certain things also. Ace is a Spanish demigod-like being who looks like a male supermodel and a Greek god, and he has all sorts of abilities, and he protects the city of Lawrence. Mainly Ace is just a story of a kid getting the ability to do what he wants, and also just being a good example for others. When they ask you in kindergarten, they're like, oh, what are you gonna be when you grow up? I always knew, and I always said that I'm just gonna make cartoons on like Cartoon Network or like TV for other kids to watch. It kind of just evolved over time into like a bigger scale. Maybe it can be a movie as well, or maybe Ace can be, a video game or any type of medium that allows me to tell the story. At first it was like, oh, I got one guy and that's it, but then I realized, okay, he needs a surrounding. And I live in Lawrence, so Lawrence became the surrounding. And I created more characters from that also. And then Ace, he needs clothes. So then that made me want to get into like fashion and just drawing clothes for my characters. The jacket piece is really important because that's Ace's uniform. And the way I created it was at first, in real life, I wanted to buy a jacket for myself, but then I didn't like the sleeves that came with the jacket. So then I said, well, I'll just, take the sleeves from another jacket and then I'll take it to the tailor and then I'll have him put the sleeves on the jacket that I want. In real life, I never got to make that jacket because I couldn't find like the right sleeves that I wanted to go on it, but then I guess one day I just kind of drew it on Ace and then I liked how it looked, and then over time that actually became Ace's uniform. Every time I look at that piece, that makes me laugh because it's kind of like I said, I really like fashion. It's kind of like a fashion show or like a photo shoot for Ace. So you have the beginning piece and it's like him in kind of like the model type of look. And then the next is him again in a different outfit, keeping up with like, the idea of it's like a photo shoot. But then if you look at his face, he's kind of like, what? Like, what are you doing? Because if you look at the third slot, it's actually one of Ace's villains that kind of, you can say, interrupted or crashed the photo shoot. The villain is actually Prince Crow, which is a villain I created for Ace, who is a prince from Europe, a fictional version of Europe, of course. And he has a taste for fashion as well, but he also has a pet crow that he can manipulate the size of and use in different magical types of ways. The sandwich effect was something that I had in my mind for a while. I have one piece at the beginning of the art show, which is a picture of me, and you can consider that like the first piece of bread. And when you walk into the restaurant and you look at the walls, as you keep going from that first piece, you get more meat, you could say, to the sandwich, where you have kind of like snapshots of my sketchbook and like other things that like kind of like bring you into the world of Ace and what he does and what it looks like to be Ace or what he does. And then as you travel down further and you get through all the meat and the condiments and everything in the sandwich, you get to the final piece of bread where it's just a picture of Ace. And both are smiling because even though at the beginning it was just me, I kind of knew I was going to become Ace from the beginning. So the expression doesn't change. it's really similar, if not exactly the same, but the outside changed. So growth into the person that we knew or wanted to become. So this is my art piece. It's actually a collage on a canvas that I worked on with my art teacher, Miss Sutton. And I call it the Pure Box Self-Portrait. It's a picture of me and Ace surrounded by things that affect both of us. And it being in a box type shape, I call it the Pure Box because it's a box of kind of purity, because not only am I in it, but the things that I consider to be pure and the things that affect me are also inside of it. I chose everything really specifically. Clothing tags or like business cards, or like I even ripped up some of like the CDs, like the album covers that I have that I own personally. And even some of my own like retro comic books from my own collection. It's all done really just out of like pure juxtaposition and just really like what I feel represents me and Ace. This one right here, which I call Young Colored Boy, it's me in the middle, and then I'm surrounded by words that I feel like are important and affect me. Anything that I felt that is important to not only myself, but young colored boys everywhere, Spanish or black or whoever, growing up in modern America, and words that are important to us or affect us in some way. So it may not be important to that individual, but it does affect us whether we know it or not. This is the first time that my artwork's ever gonna be on the wall of anywhere other than my own wall in my room. So it's really exciting to see that and to get the chance for people to see my artwork, and I want to hear what people are gonna say about it. And I really got to thank Altair for giving me the opportunity to show my art to the city of Lawrence. And I hope the kids my age see it and they enjoy it and they get something positive out of it. But I'm going to still keep making Ace, and I'm going to still keep making art because I have ideas for multiple mediums, whether it be fashion or film or whatever. And I'm going to keep going, and nobody can stop me.